Hey guys, Cube Hamster here. First of all, I want to wish you all a very happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. I know it's a bit late, but yeah, not late, not too late. Um, I've been busy, so I haven't really had lots of time to upload new videos. But I think it's time we do a bit more science like last time. I really enjoyed that video. So what I've did, this alien-looking contraption is actually a teleportation device, and I want to run it through a couple of tests. It is not like it's an actual teleportation device. It's not like no trickery or anything like that. It does use voxel gadget, but as you can see, it's lots and lots of redstone. That's why I love voxel gadget, because it's still, I've got pistons. It's still, you still have to power voxel gadget with redstone to do amazing and awesome stuff. So yeah, let's do some science. Okay, let's take a look at the machinery and how it works. I apologize for the fireworks you might hear in the background, but yeah, it's the 13th of December, so that's what you get. Anyways, you guys all know that nether portals can be used for interdimensional teleportation. Well, I've been able to combine this technology with antimatter. There's actually antimatter in the game. Here I've got some antimatter in a containment unit. The magnetic field is making sure it's not coming in contact with any air or other matter. If it were to come in contact with matter, some horrible stuff will happen. Antimatter exists. It's not like a joke. It's sort of the opposite state of matter. I assume most of you guys are familiar with Einstein's famous formula, E equals mc squared. Well, that formula means that the energy is equal to the mass of an object times the light speed squared. So if in real life I were to have a block of antimatter this size and it would come in contact with another mass, like not antimatter but like normal matter, the two matters would sort of annihilate each other and mass would therefore disappear. But in physics, according to the laws of physics, that's not really possible. And what actually happens is that the mass is being converted into energy, sort of like E equals mc squared. And if you have a block this size and it would annihilate with matter, it would actually probably wipe out the whole solar system. That sort of gives an idea of the energy that's involved. It's completely ridiculous. I think you need like a hairpin of antimatter to blow up a city. Luckily, they can make antimatter in labs, but they've only managed to make like a couple of atoms and nothing big. So let's hope let's hope they keep it that way before people start doing stupid stuff. Yeah, so how does this work? We have the beam. This is all aesthetical. It does run on antimatter. I have a antimatter fuel input. There's 6 pieces of antimatter in here now, and per teleport it consumes 2 antimatter. And by consumes, I actually mean it uses the antimatter in the process. If I were to put anything other than antimatter in the fuel input, it will completely mess everything up. I've got a fuel indicator telling me if I ran out of fuel, and here is the antimatter containment unit with extra antimatter if I were to run out. I want to do a couple of tests, and I want to like reinforce the fact that what I'm about to do is not trickery, and it is actually the machine doing the job. And if you don't believe me, then you're a douchebag, pretty much. So let's go. Okay. There was a stupid test because I actually forgot to change the destination. So let's do that again. it teleported it back to where I started. Basically, I can select the departure location and I can select the destination. So let's teleport to the next teleportation path. So this was from 0 meters. Let's go. Try that one again. There we go. So it actually teleported the sand from over here to over there using antimatter. Now I actually want to teleport it back. So we have to scroll through the different destinations. This machine can teleport up to 175 meters, but this is sort of a prototype, sort of to explore the science. But concluding all my experiments, there's actually no limit. You can go as far as you want. So the departure location is now that path, and let's try and teleport it back. There we go. Okay. Was a bit worried there, but no. Okay, everything seems to work. Let's do another experiment. Because just using sand. I mean, this thing works with everything. That's the cool part. Let's actually teleport some glass. We're going to departure at 0 meters. And we're going to teleport to the second path. Let's go. There. So teleported to the second path, and as you can see, my fuel indicator light is blinking, and you can hear an alarm go off in the background. That means I ran out of antimatter. It consumed it all. So just to show that it actually doesn't do anything now. You heard the click, which comes from the dispenser being empty. So what I have to do now is I have to go to the antimatter containment unit and grab some antimatter. Let's just get enough for the next tests I want to do. So 16 antimatter, and let's try and reload it. The teleport button also functions as a reload antimatter button, so let's do that. My indicator light went off, and besides that nothing really happened. So let's see. Excuse me. And one more. Okay, let's try that again. So there we go. It worked again, and it teleported it to the second path. I'm actually gonna customize this path now for some other experiments I want to do. There's a paintbrush, by the way. That's the sort of stuff you can get on this server. I love it. So yeah, I need some more glass. Because you guys all know that water and redstone does not really work well together, but I just want to show that this device can actually teleport water. So let's do that now. There we go. So teleported water inside here. So that's cool. And now it gets even more interesting. Let's get a piston. And as you can see, there's a gap here. There's no redstone, so the piston's not getting activated. What we can do now is we can just put this water away before I do something stupid. We can put some redstone dust down here. Look at the piston in the background. It actually teleported the redstone dust on this path, and it gets even more interesting. So let's change the departure location. And in the first experiment, the sand disappeared for a moment and then reappeared. And it actually, while it's teleporting for a brief moment, it's actually sort of in what you like to call subspace, but it's actually somewhere inside the machine going along the process. So let's actually press the button and take a look. So it disappears and then reappears. So you can actually use this to send a pulse. And like I said, you can do this stuff at indefinite range. There's no limit, infinite range. I mean, there's no limit at which you can do this. So effectively, this is wireless redstone. And you don't really need this complicated machine. You can do it a bit simpler, but that sort of gives an idea of the potential of this stuff. Now what I'm going to show is some weird stuff. Piston. And let's select the 0 meters again. And let's teleport it to 75. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh well. This still sort of shows what happened though. The block that got teleported actually sort of shows the same effect as the piston bug. As you can see, all the sides have turned into sticky piston surfaces. So that's pretty interesting. Just fix this back again to the way it was. So that's one thing I wanted to show. And another thing I wanted to show was that it can also be used to transport non-movable objects, like for instance cake, or enchantment tables also works with that. So all the way there. Now let's change the limit a bit. What I'm about to do now is actually fire or teleport an object into an unloaded chunk, which is at 175 meters at the moment. So let's get, I don't know, this might look cool. So let's get this block. Do I have enough fuel? Yeah. We can do 2 more teleports. So as you can see, it's actually outside of my fuel range. Huh, that's interesting. This is interesting. This is like real science. It's cool though, because this gives me a chance to show you again what antimatter looks like. So it's a block, it's transparent, and basically if I look below I can't see anything. And OCD, I can't see anything, and from above I can actually see through the blocks. I can see through the textures. So it's interesting. Now let's get rid of this block, and I think this is one of those blocks that you shouldn't use because it messes up the progress in the machine. Yeah. Some bad stuff happened. My butt switch got deactivated, and let's activate this thing again. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, this machine can't do everything. For one thing, it can't transport antimatter like on a steady basis. It doesn't work. So that's one thing you have to take into consideration. It doesn't work with redstone torches. That also completely messes up the device. And apparently it also doesn't work with this block because it's also being used in voxel gadget and it's probably interfering. I mean, as you can see, there's some of these blocks actually here, like that one, and that sort of has an effect on voxel gadget. So I'm lagging all of a sudden. Did I fix it now? That's the big question. Just one last check. This thing is supposed to be empty. There we go. So this should have fixed it. So let's try that last experiment again, only with this alien panel. This is going to be my last experiment, and I'll call it quits. There we go. It ran out of fuel again, but it did work. So there we go, all the way into the unloaded chunk at 175 meters. Okay, well, with that done, I want to call this video quits. I wish you all a very so much firework in the background. I wish you all so I want to wish you all a very good new year, happy new year, and I'll see you next year. Bye bye.